I am so excited for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu coming out this Friday that quite honestly I've had a really difficult time playing any video games this week. I've actually struggled to find any enjoyment playing anything else because I'm so looking forward to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu that whenever I start up another game, all I'm thinking about is Pokemon. That being said, the game that kind of helped me relieve some of that anxiety of not having Pokemon in my life yet has been the world of Final Fantasy Maxima. So first things first, my name is Josh Newman, this is Switch Mania, and on this channel we cover news, reviews, and gameplay for the Nintendo Switch. We do flash reviews on games like this video right here where we try to cover a game in 5 minutes or under and try to keep it to just the main facts of why or why not you should buy the game. We also do some news occasionally whenever we get some big breaking news about the Nintendo Switch. And of course when a new game comes out, I always try to do 15 minutes of gameplay to not spoil anything for you, but give you an idea of whether or not you should buy that game. So if you're new to that channel, hit that subscribe button down below so you can follow everything that we post here on this channel. Let me go ahead and apologize to you guys. I know that I haven't created any new videos over the last couple of days, and it's partially due to what I said at the intro of this video, and that's the fact that I really have just been kind of in a slump. I haven't really been enjoying any video games that I've been putting into my Nintendo Switch lately. I've been trying to make my way through Moonlighter, and as fantastic of a game as it is, I can only find myself playing about 10 minutes of it because I have just been watching countless reviews of Pokemon, and I am just really excited to get to explore the Kanto region again. The only game that I've been halfway able to play all week, and I think that says a lot for it, is the world of Final Fantasy Maxima. And the reason why that is, for those of you who know, is because this game is incredibly similar to Pokemon. In fact, I would go further to say that it actually adds in some advanced tactics that Pokemon doesn't have. The world of Final Fantasy Maxima has beautiful graphics on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I never played it on the PS4, I never played it on the Xbox One, so I can't speak to how it compares to those two games, but from what I'm understanding from other people's reviews, you know, it kind of pales in comparison to a PS4's graphics, but this is nothing new by this point. If you are expecting PS4 graphics on the Nintendo Switch at this point, get over it. We're not there yet. You know, now with this new 2019 Nintendo Switch coming up, there might be a chance of that. There might be a chance that we'll get a higher resolution screen, maybe some better processing power that will allow us to get some higher quality games on the Nintendo Switch. But right now, this edition of the Nintendo Switch, it's just not going to happen. If there's any PS4 ports coming over to the Nintendo Switch, of course we're going to lose some textures. Of course we're going to lose some visual appeal. But that being said, I still think that the world of Final Fantasy Maxima looks really good and honestly still has really highly detailed backgrounds and textures. Jumping into the story, you got these two protagonists. You got Lon and Rain, and they both wake up one day to find out that their entire city is a ghost town. There's nobody in the entire city. In fact, Lon, being kind of the oblivious one, goes to work and is like, why has nothing been started? He works at this coffee house apparently, and nothing's been started in the thing. And there's this one guest there, one customer in there, and she asks for a cup of coffee, gets things prepared, and then Rain comes in and is like, how did you not notice that A, you have this weird looking monster on your head, and two, that there's nobody in the city right now. There's nobody at all. And it turns out that the person you're waiting on is some sort of god, apparently. That's what she claims that she is. I don't know, I haven't seen her since the beginning of the story, so I don't know if that's actually accurate, that she is a god, that she is the one controlling this entire scenario going on right now. But basically, she informs Lon and Rain that they used to be Mirage Keepers, and some of the best Mirage Keepers around. But for some reason that they've forgotten their memories. They've forgotten everything that made them Mirage Keepers, and now they have to go out and they have to basically recatch all these mirages. That's their main mission, is to catch as many as possible. And along the way, as you're going along, you run into cities, you run into people who need help, and of course you go ahead and you help them. And in fact, it seems like right now there might be some type of course, evil force out there, and you know, some type of menacing villain out there that might be kind of orchestrating things and maybe even responsible for why Lon and Rain have lost their memories. And so that's kind of where we are in the story right now, trying to uncover that without trying to give too much away for you. So do I find the story interesting? Yes, I find it very interesting. It's full of little puns that'll make you smile and kind of shake your head. But you know, it's really cute. It's really well written, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. Moving on to the gameplay. The gameplay is fantastic. It is very, very similar to Pokemon. Actually, it's got some more advanced techniques to it as well that make it stand out a little bit from Pokemon, such as stacking and unstacking and all these different kind of weird combinations you can add, and then the fact that the sizes matter. If you're a large size, a medium size, or a small size, you can only stack one of each on top of a character, so you got to be kind of aware of that. And I'll say that the game did start off a little confusing for me. You know, when we were going through, and they're going through how to play and the different strategies, it had me a little lost. But as I got to playing the game, things became a lot more clear. The more I played, the more I tried to catch these monsters out there called mirages, the more I started to understand the brilliance of this game and how like deep the strategy could go. Like, depending on the mirage that I'm finding, it might make more sense to unstack my characters and have a multitude of characters so that I'm not picked off quite as fast. That being said, when you stack your character, it makes your attacks more powerful, it makes your HP go up, and you get some special attacks from it. It's definitely worth it to stack your characters when you can to do more damage. What I really liked is that, you know, you can't just catch these mirages out of the blue. I mean, yes, in the beginning you can just catch anyone you come across, but then as you get through the game, you start noticing that just wearing down the mirage's HP isn't enough to catch them, and you start having to identify exactly how you catch this mirage, and different requirements have to be met. Like, maybe you have to use a different element on this particular mirage, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. So like, if you're facing a fire type mirage, you might have to actually use a fire type attack against that mirage, which normally you would think it would be the opposite because you want to go with its elemental weakness. But you know, different mirages have different criteria that need to be met in order for you to catch them, which I thought was actually really creative. It added another aspect of the game that I had to focus on as well. And you know, there's much more, I'm sure, to this game as well. These are just some of the things I found in the first couple of hours that I've been playing this game. You know, being a JRPG, I'm sure that there's countless more hours I've got to make my way through in this game before I actually fully complete it. But I've sunk about 10 to 12 hours in this game so far. I made it through the first several worlds and caught several different mirages to the point where my party's now full and I'm having to put them in my box. So, you know, I feel like I have a good idea of how this combat system works, but I'm very excited to see what other type of combat strategies are introduced as I keep going through the game. And also, I mean, this might seem like I'm kind of going out of order here, but there's just so much to the gameplay that, you know, it's kind of hard to keep track. But another big component of it is that your character can either be a giant, spelled with a J, or you can be a, I think they call it a lilcun. So you can actually be like a really small kind of cute little character in compact form. And this is really important to the game strategy as well, because as I mentioned before, when you're stacking your characters, you have to go large on the bottom, medium in the middle, and then small on top, which makes sense. You wouldn't want to be like the largest person on top of the pyramid because then it's going to be uneven and potentially fall over. But what's really cool about this is based off of where your character is, or what size your character is, what size you choose it to be, you can either have a large size monster underneath you and you're in the middle and then the small monster's on top, or you can do your mirages so that you're a large mirage, or so you're the large person and you got a medium mirage on top of you and a small mirage on top of that. As you start to level up your mirage, you can actually get SP, and the SP can be used to unlock certain abilities. And I do like the fact that you actually get to choose what abilities you have as long as you have enough SP to purchase that particular item. It's just like any other skill tree. But what's also cool is after you've completed a certain number of the skill tree, you'll see that there's this specific black bubble, and if you click on that black bubble and you're a high enough level, your mirage can actually evolve during battle, which is really cool as well. Moving on to the price and availability, I'm going to put those into one. The price is at $40. It is on the eShop only. It is digital only. You can't buy a physical copy as of right now. I'm going to take a stab here and I'm going to say that, you know, in the next several months that we'll eventually see a physical copy come out. And so not having that physical copy is going to, you know, kind of make me a little depressed, but whatever, I got the game now versus, you know, months from now. Getting into, do I think this is worth it? Yes, 100% yes. Do I think you should buy it now? Maybe not, especially with Pokemon coming out on Friday. Maybe for the Pokemon fans out there, I would suggest getting Let's Go Pikachu. In case you guys didn't know, or Let's Go Eevee if that's the way you want to go, but in case you guys didn't know, it's actually getting really good reviews. I know a lot of you out there were skeptics. I never was on this game. I knew that this game was going to be excellent right from the get-go. I don't care if they change the catching mechanic. You know, it's kind of nice that we're getting a refresh to the game. And I'm getting on a tangent here. See, I've had Pokemon on my mind all week. I will get more into this when we get to our Pokemon review. Sorry about that. But point is, if you're a Pokemon fan, I'd wait till Pokemon comes out on Friday, get through that game first, and then if you're looking for a game that is really similar to it, something that you can still enjoy, that type of catching monsters, catching mirages, type experience, then come back to the world of Final Fantasy. This game's going to be a lot longer, there's going to be a lot more monsters involved, there's a really good story involved as well, and so, you know, this one will give you countless hours at actually a cheaper price. But that being said, it's not going to be as family friendly and as accessible and as easy to understand as Pokemon Let's Go will be right from the get-go. Well, there you guys have it. Again, I am very, very sorry about not posting more videos this week. Like I said, I was just really busy with my actual job and with the fact that no games seem to really hold an interest to me right now. It's the fact that I really want to play Pokemon. But speaking of which, that's how I'm going to make it up to you guys. If you're interested in Pokemon, I'm going to do my very first playthrough of a game with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu on the channel starting Friday. I probably won't get through the entire game on Friday, but I'm going to play as much of it as I can on Friday and post that for you guys, and then I will try to complete it by the end of this weekend, and that way you have a full playthrough of the game this weekend on my YouTube channel that you can kind of watch and decide, is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee for you. So, with that being said, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss that. And if you like this video, hit that like button as well. Despite the fact that I got a little behind the ball this week, normally I'm on top of it, posting new videos at least 3 to 5 times a week, and so you definitely want to hit that subscribe button and that bell to make sure that you can keep up with everything Nintendo Switch. We'll see you guys next time.